This conference will now be recorded.
Mahadev.
Mahadev, Mahadev, Mahadev. All right. ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय शम्भवे अमृतेशाय शर्वाय महादेवाय ते नमः। ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय शम्भवे अमृतेशाय शर्वाय महादेवाय ते नमः। ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय शम्भवे अमृतेशाय शर्वाय महादेवाय ते नमः। ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय शम्भवे अमृतेशाय शर्वाय महादेवाय ते नमः। ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय शम्भवे अमृतेशाय शर्वाय महादेवाय ते नमः। ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय शम्भवे अमृतेशाय महादेवाय ते नमः। ॐ मृत्युञ्जयाय रुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय शम्भवे अमृतेशाय शर्वाय महादेवाय ते नमः। ॐ यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वम् यो वै वेदांश्च प्रगृह्णाति तस्मै तन्मदेवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशम् मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादीनहेन्द्रसङ्गपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधाम्यभिरते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततम् पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। यस्य निःश्वसितं वेद यो वेदेभ्योऽखिलं जगत् निर्ममेतमहं वन्दे विद्याधीशमहेश्वरम्। Okay. On page number 32, the shloka, the verse referring to the dialogue between sage Vasishtha and Bhagavan Rama. Sarvameveha hi sada samsare raghunandana samyak prayuktat sarvena paurusha samavapyate. He Raghunandana, so it is Sambodhan. Vasishtha Rishi says, O Rama, born in the clan of the Raghu, lineage of the Raghu, and delights everyone from that family. Even the ancestors are delighted by you. So, please know, He Raghunandana sarvameva hi sada samsare. In this life, in this world, everything can be achieved and attained. How? Paurushat, by through the effort of the person. But what kind of effort do you mean? Samyak prayukta. When the effort is correctly directed. Prayukta. Samyak prayukta. So there is always a way to go. In English, don't you have that proverb? Where there is a will, there is a way. Samyak prayuktat sarvena paurushat samavapyate. Then teacher explains, what do you mean that everything is achieved? What is that everything? So everything means sarvam. Putra, vitta, swargaloka, brahmalokadikam, lokadikalam. How whether it is putra, progeny, or vitta, creating wealth. Putra, vitta, loka means swargaloka, heavenly worlds, and brahmaloka, even that world from where liberation is attained. Brahmaloka. Everything is possible to be attained over here by a person. Paurusha means putra kameshti, krishi, vanijya, jyotishtom, brahmopasana, lakshana, purusha prayatna. Paurusha means purusha prayatna, effort of the person. Some people keep doing efforts, but they still are not able to manage making any progress. That is because though the person is putting the effort, but the effort is not in the right direction, it is not intelligently done, and therefore it always meets failure. But over here it is said, now he who is putrakam, the one who wants progeny, what should he do? Putrakameshti, that person should do a ritual called as Putrakameshti. He who wants wealth, generate wealth, he should engage himself in business, commerce, agriculture. These are the ways how wealth is created. Jyotishto, and those who want to go to Swarga, what should he do? Jyotishto Mayat. He should do that Jyotishto, the fire ritual called as Jyotishto. And he who wants to go to that place from where he will be liberated and will not be thrown back into the mortal world for sufferings is Brahmaloka. And how that Brahmaloka will be attained? Through the Upasana, Brahmopasana. Saguna Brahma, Nirguna Brahma Upasana, both of them will go there only. To the Brahmopasana, he who does will go to Brahmaloka. Purusha Prayatna is called as Paurusham. So he who wants Putra Kameshti, Putra, progeny, that person, it is not necessary he has to do some other activity. For him, his Paurusha, his effort will be if he does Putrakameshti, not Rajasuya Yajna or something like that. So over there, Paurushat Samavapyate, Sarvena, for all it is open. And that is the reason why we say there are these four Purusharthas, Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. And all these Purusharthas can be attained by a person through his efforts. But how are those efforts? His involvement in the right direction. What is right? That what will be, because how to earn, make money, etc., we don't have to teach you. But yes, Veda has to tell you what is dharma, what is moksha. If you follow Veda, that direction, how to do that, yes, you will be able to cross over all difficulties and attain all the Purusharthas. In fact, after having attained Moksha Purushartha, there is nothing more to be attained. Even the desire for Moksha Purushartha becomes the only pursuit when it is strong. So that is Purusha Prayatna. Then Vasishtha Bhagavan says, Uchastram shastritam cheti paurusham dvividham smritam tatrochastram anarthaya paramarthaya shastritam. Now, when a person is involved in the world, which means that he is putting his energy, intelligence, emotions, efforts, everything over there, this involvement is of two types. Is twofold. What is it? Uchastram shastritam. That which is sanctioned by the scriptures and that which is prohibited by the scriptures. Uchastritam means prohibited by this by the Veda Shastra. Uchastram shastritam cheti paurusham vividham smritam is thought to be of these two types, the effort, human effort, that which is sanctioned by the Vedas and that what is prohibited by the Vedas, because a person can put his efforts even in wrong direction. Then now what is Shastritam, what is Uchastritam? Tatra Uchastramanarthaya. And that which is prohibited by the Vedas and yet a person gets involved in that, it leads to suffering. A person gets involved in something only with an idea that it is a source of happiness. If I murder him, my enemy will be finished and I will be happy. So he sees that as a source of his happiness. And that's why he does that. But it is Uchastritam. If I take away his money, I will have money. I want money. But I can steal his money. Hey, you're that stealing, etc. He sees as the means to happiness. But what he does not know is in future, this very thing will become a bondage, taking him into suffering. And therefore, Tatra, amongst these two, Uchastritam, that Uchastram, that effort which is prohibited, but yet a person gets involved in that, what will it lead to? Anarthaya, will not take you to Purushartha, but it will take you away from the Purushartha. Paramarthaya cha shastritam. And whatever is then advocated and given sanction by the Veda, and if a person is able to frame his life accordingly, then slowly and steadily he will go to the ultimate achievement of human existence, which is moksha. Paramarthaya cha shastritam. Now he explains. Uchshastram. What is Uchshastram? That which ullangan, that which does the ullangan, that which crosses, not that which crosses the orders of Veda, commandments of Veda. Uchshastram. What is it? Paradravya apahara. Paradravya apahara. Parastrigamanadi. Like stealing or even coveting the someone else's wife or something like that. Paradravya parastri gamanadi. This is what should be avoided, and therefore it is called as, it is, the Shastra says this is wrong. Ravana was cursed because of that. Once Ravana transgressed his limit and molested this, what was her name? Huh? His stepbrother's wife. As a result, he was cursed. He was told that if you ever touch any woman against her will, no matter who you are and how powerful you are, by the power of my curse, your head will burst into 1,000 pieces and scatter on the earth. And therefore, Ravana was a mighty king. And Sita, whom he had abducted, because he had heard the praise of her beauty, and somebody told that we have not yet seen a woman as beautiful as Sita, and she is just the wife of a mendicant living in a forest who has been exiled by his father. And so Ravana goes over there and abducts Sita and brings her into his own kingdom, and yet he is powerless. Parastri Gamana, etc. All this is anarthaya. And that is what led to the fall of such a mighty empire of Lanka, where he who was victorious over the three worlds, where the gods of the heaven also were falling at his feet, over there, the entire army of Lanka and Ravana's entire clan, along with his sons, etc., was destroyed by what? By a gang of monkeys, led by a mendicant Rama, Tapasvi. Look at that. So it is anarthaya. It is altogether paradravya pahara, parastri gamana is uchshastram. Then what is shastritam? Shastritam nitya naimitikanushtanadi. That which is recommended, not recommended, which is prescribed by the Shastra, like the Nitya Karma, the daily rituals, or occasional rituals, or even those rituals and actions which have to be performed by a person only if he has any desires. So kamya karma. So nitya naimitika anushtanadi. Then what is anartha? Anartha means naraka, an existence of pure suffering. Naraka. Artheshu Swargadeshu Paramo Moksha Paramartha, and amongst that which is sought by a person is Artha. That which is sought by a person. What is sought? Everything that a person sees as a source of joy, including heaven. And what is the ultimate that is sought? Moksha. So moksha parama is called as parama. And so, what is Shastritam? Paramarthaya Shastritam. The effort now, when is guided by the Veda, effort when is directed, guided by the scriptures, such effort is called as Shastriya or Shastritam. Whereas that which is prohibited is called as Uchastram. Okay. Now here furthermore. Abalyadalamabhyastayeh शास्त्रसत्सङ्गमादिभिः गुणैः पुरुषप्रयत्नेन सोऽर्थः सम्पाद्यते हितः आबाल्यादलमभ्यस्तैः alam enough, sufficiently, adequately, abhyastaihi, that what is practiced adequately, right from when? Right from childhood. When a person starts making his individual decisions. When he starts making when there is decisions when the person makes, which means he understands good and bad, what is wanted, what is not wanted. This is then there is a choice. Wherever there is a choice, now the Viveka can preside over there. Where there is no choice, there is no Viveka is not required. But wherever there is a choice, Viveka will be required. And therefore, from that age, from where a person starts understanding. So, Abalya, right from childhood, Alamabhyastaihi, Shastra Satsangamadibhi, what are the qualities that you are talking about? Talking about learning of the scriptures, keeping the company of great people. All these are gunas, virtues. And when these virtues are followed by a person right since his childhood, Purusha Prayatnena, then the efforts of such a person will be able to attain, reach moksha. So teacher explains what is alam. Alam means sampurna, samyak ityartha. Alam means, the word alam means enough. But over here in this context, what does it mean? Sampurnam, samyak, properly done. Not half-heartedly, not reluctantly or anything. Alam sampurnam samyak ityartha. Gunaihi yuktena iti adhyahara. Gunaihi purusha prayatnena. That purusha prayatnena over here he says, make an adhyahara, add words over there to make it the sentence complete. Gunaihi yuktena. So gunaihi purusha prayatnena. Over there, yuktena. Gunaihi yuktena. Such a person who is endowed with these good qualities, good virtues, values in life, the efforts of such a person will ultimately lead him to Paramatma. This is what is said. Hitaha Shreyo Rupaha Hita means that which is beneficial, good, beneficial. Hitam Shreyo Rupaha. Now, when this was told, Sri Rama, who is the student disciple of Vasishtha, Rama says, Sri Rama, he expresses his helplessness because he says that are we all not controlled by our heredity and other factors? Are we not really controlled by what we have already come with, along with? Then how can we even break that and go walk out of that loop? So Rama says, Praptanam vasana jalam niyojayati mam yatha mune tathaiva tisthami kripana kim karomyam. Shri Rama says, Praptanam vasana jalam. Praktanam means Pragbhavam Janmantariyam. Praktanam means Pragbhavam Janmantariyam. That which is earned, that which is acquired even in the earlier births. So your mother, father did not teach you over here, do this. But this fellow he is seen strange, doing strange things. The mother and father is shocked. They are shocked. Praktanam vasana chalam. So a person has come with a strong web in his own vasanas, tendencies. Praktanam vasana chalam niyojayati mam yatha. And these vasanas, they direct my thought process, my actions, my emotions, my responses. Dear, I find that this is all controlled by something that is extremely deep. That what Sigmund Freud would call as subconscious and unconscious. I find that I know what is right, but I am not able to take that up. Praktanam vasana jalam niyojayati mam yatha. He Mune. Muni, and its Sambodhan vocative case will be Mune. So, He Mune, O great sage, contemplative seer, Tathaiva Tisthami, and this is how I exist. Tathaiva Tisthami, Kripanaha Kim Karomyaham. And I am a Kripana. Kripana means helpless. Hapless person cannot, but this is how my vasanas are, and how can I be otherwise? Kim karomyaham iti vasana. Now Vidyaranjana Swami says, what is vasana? Vasana, you can underline this, keep it, because we use this word vasana several times, everybody uses. But an explanation is this is just one line and good enough. Vasana dharma rupa jivagata sanskaraha. What is vasana? These are jivagata samskaraha. Samskaraha, impressions. These are impressions. And where are these impressions? To whom do they belong? Where means to whom does it belong? to Parabrahma, to Parameshwara. No, Jivagata, to the Jiva, to this individual. Jivagata sanskara. And how are they? Dharma rupa. Certain vasanas are in accordance with dharma, and certain vasanas are against the dharma. Just because they occur naturally does not mean it is right. And you please understand this. Some people have got that philosophy. So that what is natural, hey, this fellow naturally has got this tendency of wanting to kill, wanting to hurt. That does not mean it is right. Ask some sociopath, psychopath, and they have a natural tendency wanting to hurt. Just because he wants to hurt, that does not make it right. And so one has to be very, very careful. What does dharma rupaha jivagataha samskaraha? This is called as vasana. When Sri Rama asks this question, that I am helpless in front of all that I have already earned, sir, what can I do? I'm just like a puppet. I'm just like a puppet controlled by these vasanas. Vasishtha. Then Vasishtha Rishi says, Ateva hi he Rama Shreya Prapnoshi Shashvatam Swaprayatno Panitena Paurushenaiva Nanyatha. Over there in the shloka, in your particular book, it is Swaprayatna Upavitena. And in Achyutraya Modax, there is it is Swaprayatna Upanitena, and I find that Upanita is more appropriate. Upanitena Paurushena eva Nanyata. Ataeva hi he Rama, O Rama. Therefore, what prapnoshi shashvatam, you will attain that what is timeless, that what is not corrupted by time, shashvatam, swaprayatnopanitena. But how? By your own efforts, you will be led over there. Swaprayatnopanitena. Paurushena eva. By your own efforts, Paurusha, you will be led. Nanyatha, by no other means. No other means. The rest of it is all kalpana. Is only imagination, nothing else. That is Alice in Wonderland. That one day somebody will come from mountain, put his hand on my head, and no. That is all okay. Because this is Swayam Vasishtha saying this. Swaprayatnopanitena paurushena eva nanyatha. And even the recipient of this Upadesha is no ordinary person, it is Swayam Rama. Yato vasana, sorry, it is not singing. Yato vasana paratantro bhavan ataha eva hi paratantra nivaranaya स्वोत्साह संपादितो मनोवाक्काय जन्यः पुरुषव्यापारोपेक्षितः. Because vasana paratantro bhavan, because sir, you find that you are paratantra. Paratantra means controlled by these vasanas. Vasana paratantra. Okay, you are being controlled. So you have no independence, no freedom. Yato vasana paratantro bhavan ataha eva. And because you have no freedom, and therefore To do what you like is not freedom. The freedom is freedom when it is freedom from likes and dislikes. The freedom to practice likes and dislikes is actually bondage. यतो वासना परतंत्रो भवान अतः एव हि पारतंत्र निवारणाय. हम, in order to remove this bondage, paratantram, being controlled by other. Paratantra means, tantra means ruling by someone else, controlled by someone else. Paratantra nivaranaya swotsaha sampaditaha, and that which is collected by what? Sampaditaha, that which is accomplished by your own enthusiasm. Swotsaha sampadito, through your enthusiasm, energy, what is accomplished? Manovakaya janya purusha vyaparaha. That effort, those actions born from your mind, speech, and the body. So this is purusha vyapara. Apekshitaha, this is what is really required. But then we thought that, somebody will do something and magic, it will happen. We read autobiographies like that. That is all okay. This is all okay. Okay? Okay in the sense, it is nice entertainment. Bedtime stories. Swapurusha vyaparopekshitaha. Then Dvividho vasana vyuha shubhaschaiva shubhaschate praptano vidyate rama dvayoreva ekataruthava. He says, Dvividho vasana vyuha. This complex vasana vyuha means a complex, a maze, a maze. Vyuha, like, in the Yuddha Bhumi, they have these formations, army formations. And when any soldier of the enemy side gets trapped into it, he cannot find his way out. There are various formations. And so, like that, Vasana also has its own complex. A person who gets trapped into it cannot find way out. So, Vividho Vasana Vyuha. So, these Vasana constructs are of two types. Formations, constructs are of two types. Shubhascha, Ashubhascha. For you, for everyone, it means. Shubha means auspicious, and Ashubha means that what is inauspicious. Shubhascha, Ashubhascha. Praktano vidyate Rama. And hey Rama, this is something that one brings with him. Shubhavasana also and Ashubhavasana also. Shubha is auspicious, Ashubha is inauspicious. He brings these two with him. And Dvayoho ekatarothavapi. And how are they? Sometimes a person will have both the types Shubha and Ashubha Vasana. Sometimes the person will have only a Shubha Vasana. Or maybe sometimes the person will have only Shubhavasana. Though the constructs are two, but we find them on a spectrum which can be classified into three categories. Where there is Shubhavasana, where there is Ashubhavasana, and the third one where there is Shubha and Ashubhavasana both. And that is what one has to deal with. When you find that you are a victim of your own tendencies, then what to do? Just stay a victim over there and say that what to do, this is how God has made me and something like that. This is not admissible. So he says, over here, these are the three types. Kim dharma dharma bhavapi tvam niyojayatah ut ekataraha iti vikalpaha. Now he shows you him. Is it that dharma and adharma both ubhavapi tvam niyojayatah, that these dharma and adharma, good and bad, right and wrong, what should be done, what should not be done, both of these leave you in a dilemma and push you into action somehow. Dharma dharma ubhavapi tvam niyojayatah uta ekataraha, or just one. Iti vikalpaha. This is the vikalpa. Ekatara pakshyapi. In the paksha, in that paksha means now the side where only righteous, the word righteousness itself has got light in it. That what is appropriate, correct. Over there, ekatara pakshepi shubha ashubha va iti arthat siddho vikalpaha. And this naturally, this vikalpa, this option is a natural option. Okay. So we have good and bad. What happened? Not working. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Audible. Audible.
Yes, yes, Swamiji, audible.
Okay.
Now, here.
Siddho vikalpaha. So a person will have a permutation combination of dharma dharma, or a person will have only predominance of dharma, or a person will have predominance only of adharma, ashwavasana. What is it that is there in you? And therefore a person needs to look into his life. How? With introversion, introspection. He needs to check on himself. That's why extroverted looking outside all the time, it will not help. One has to find out, and you will find it out. What delights you? What delights you? Whenever the Shastras speak of something, of do this and don't do this, that time do you feel that the Shastras are saying this to torture you, to take away your freedom, your individuality? Is that what you see the Shastras doing to you? Or do you see the Shastras by giving, prescribing those actions? They have got what? A scheme for your inner maturity. Paripakvata. What do you see in that scheme? If you see that it is robbing you of your freedom, etc., then the person has a Shubha Vasana. If the person is clearly able to see by telling me not to do this, it is only helping me to overcome what? Certain vasanas. So he is delighted that yes, there is a scheme for my uddhar, for my upliftment over here. So this is dharma, shubha vasana. Sometimes a person may be stuck up in a dilemma. I understand it is good, but really feeling you saying, I though it is good, but I don't feel good doing it. So that person is what? Over there, Shubha Shubha. Mixture of both. So he is just standing on a threshold, such a person. Okay, therefore now what? Okay. Then now teacher speaks. Vasishtha Rishi says, वासनौघ्येन शुद्धेन तत्र चेदपनीयसे तत्क्रमेण श्रुतेनैव पदं प्राप्स्यसि शाश्वतम्. Vasanaughena shuddhena. If there is a flow of vasana is of shuddha type, which means which is in tandem with the scriptures, naturally with the dharma, you are drawn to that what is good in life. So vasanaughena shuddhena. Tatra means teshu pakshatrayeshu. Ched apaniyase, then you will be able to remove what tatra ched apaniyase, if you are being drawn, taken by these good vasanas, then tat kramena ashu tenaiva padam prapsasi shashvatam. And by the strength of those vasanas, shubha vasanas, you will be able to reach moksha, attain the moksha. Naturally, that will happen naturally in the course. The person doesn't have to be coaxed, convinced. He will sail smoothly over the waters. For him, life will not present dilemmas and conflicts and anything. For him, his path is very, very clear. Moves, sails smoothly, glides over it. Kramena shutenaiva param prapsasi shah. Kramena prapsasi. In gradually, one will attain that gradually. अथ चेद शुभो भावः त्वां योजयति संकटे प्राक्तनस्तदसौ यत्नान् चेतव्यो भवता स्वयं. Hey Bhavan, if अथ चेद अशुभो भावः, if there are ashubha, inauspicious tendencies, qualities, then where will you get to read about it? In the 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which describes Daivasura Sampatti. That Sampatti, wealth, that which is valued, demonic wealth and divine wealth. Daivi Sampat Vimokshaya Bandhaya Chasuri Mata. So that which leads to bandha, bondage, is called as Asura Sampatti. Demonic means not belonging to some demon and he is sending you all those things. Atha cheda shubho bhavaha. If there are these ashubha bhavas, if one is controlled by the adharma vasanas, then tvam yojayati sankate, they will yoke you into that what is sankata, suffering. It may not be seen immediately, but it will arrive. Yojayati sankate praktanaha tadasau yatnat. This praktana, this what the baggage that one has brought from several lives behind. Praktanaha tadasau yatnat jetavyaha. A person must overcome this through tremendous effort. Yatna chetavyo bhavata swayam, and by your own self. Huh? And now look at this explanation given by Vidyaranya Swami for this particular shloka. It's nice. Bhava vasana. Over here, what is the meaning of word bhava in this particular verse? Athached ashubho bhavaha. Bhava means vasana. Tattarhi yatnaha. And where the shloka ended in saying that one must overcome that through his own effort by himself. Purusha prayatnena chetavyaha. How? Swayameva chetavyaha. But it would have been, it is understood when you are saying Purusha prayatna. Why do you have to say you yourself have to put in self-effort? When you say self-effort, if it is meant, it is understood, it is your own effort. Now over here saying it is to emphasize, and not only emphasize, but he wants to bring one more fact to your notice. What is that? Yatnaha ashubho vidhaya. What is that kind of yatna? Ashubha virodhi shastriya dharma anushtanam. What will be the nature of yatna, effort, through which one will be able to overcome even those tendencies of several birds, which the burden, the baggage that one has brought of ashubha vasanas, of inauspicious tendencies. So he says that yatna, the effort, is ashubha virodhi shastriya dharmanushtanam, living a life, even if you find it quite demanding, living a life of righteousness. What is right? But I don't like it. Any you like it or not like it is not the question. Right or not right is the question. And exactly to overcome your likes and dislikes only, there is now effort required. So Shastriya Prayatna will be what? Yatna will be what? Ashubha Virodhi Shastriya Dharmanushtanam. That which will have the capacity to cancel, to overcome the Ashubha Vasana over there. Tena Swayam Chetavyaha, and by that effort, you must overcome it by yourself. Swayam Chetavyaha. Yourself. What is that yourself again? Natu yuddhe mrityumukhena iva purushantaramukkhena chetum shakyaha. Like in some battle or a war, the king will be able to win the war when some other soldiers die, infantry, they die. This fellow is put on the throne. He has won the battle. And this fellow did not even lift a stick. He did not even lift a stick, but he was saying he is victorious. Over there, this kind of victory is possible through someone else. But over here, it is not going to be possible. Mrityu mukhena iva chetum shakyah. So somebody that battle can be won by somebody else dying. Purushantara mukhena. But over here it is not possible. And therefore, in order to make this point clear, the sage, Bhagavan Vasishtha, what did he say over here? Jetavyaha bhavata swayam. Praktanastadasau yatnat jetavyaha bhavata swayam, by yourself. Like that. Now we have to see how can we overcome, because two things we have seen. If we have Shubhavasana, it will naturally take you. There is no advice required over there. What should the person do? So no advice is required. It will just take you. If there is only Shubhavasana. If there is only or just predominance of Ashubhavasana, advice is given. But what happens when there is Shubha and Ashubhavasana both? How do we undertake the journey of our life then, when there are both the types of vasanas, Shubha as well as Ashubha? What should one do? It will be told tomorrow evening. Let us discuss that tomorrow evening. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnamahat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayam Sudrabhashakritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururapneti Murtibheda Vikharine Vyomavadyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Thank you.